When you think of insomnia, you'd probably think of someone who can't sleep at all. No pause. You'd think of someone who is incapable of sleeping in any sense, and to some extent you're right, I guess. I genuinely didn't even think I had insomnia because of the amount of doctors told me to just fix my sleep schedule, that I'd stop drinking energy drinks or eat more or blah 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 blah. I kind of can't imagine doctors told me all sorts of things rather than sit me down and told me I had insomnia. Most which I don't even think considered it. I was neglected by the medical system for so many years, and even then, when I was diagnosed, I wasn't told anything about the diagnosis. So what is insomnia? According to the official diagnostic system used in Norway, insomnia is diagnosed when a person has a lack of quality or quantity of sleep that lasts for months. To put it simple, sleep can't be natural. 8 hours of feeling like you've slept. It's complicated due to several versions of insomnia that exist within the Norwegian diagnostic system. Basically, you cannot have 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep or feel any extent of like you've actually slept, but that depends. So what is my experience with insomnia? I want to clarify that I have PTSD-induced insomnia, which is PTSD symptoms that overlap with my sleep schedule and cause me to either have nightmares or not be able to sleep much. I started having issues, I don't remember, 9th or 10th grade, due to trauma happening during that time. This didn't stop till I was 18 plus years old, and that sleep didn't let up. For me, sleep is a couple hours, waking up several times during the night and never feeling well rested. I want to share a story that just kind of shows how much neglect there was, because I feel like I've said the word so many times, but I've never really specified. I remember one incident where I hadn't slept for multiple days, and I was crying to my dad, saying I was so tired of everything. I was depressed. I was really, my mental state was not good. And after being hospitalized and finally being able to get sleep, I got an appointment, and it'd been multiple times where I had gone to my doctor and asked them for sleeping medication or anything that would help me sleep through the night, because at that point I didn't sleep much. I might sleep 5 hours at that point, maybe less, but I was going insane. I felt like I was going insane. And I would cry to the doctor, because every doctor and even the psychiatric people, they just didn't believe me. They would say, oh, you just need to fix your sleep schedule, you just need to try better, you just need to try harder. When I was sat there terrified when my next insomnia episode might happen, where I wouldn't sleep for days. When the next time I would be hospitalized happened. And another incident is when my doctor, after I'd gone off therapy, and I was just with the general doctor talking about continuing sleep medication and everything like that, I was once threatened that he would take me off the medication. This was due to him saying that I got enough sleep due to the medication, and thinking, yeah, okay, now we don't need the medication anymore. Which led to another episode where early on I was on medication that in the dosage helped me sleep, but it wasn't medicated for insomnia. Specifically because a lot of therapy sessions and general medical neglect. I was hospitalized multiple days for not sleeping for multiple days, distress and episodes. They didn't believe me. Most would have said this to fix my sleep schedule, and because my meds I couldn't have insomnia, and I was probably seeking to quote-unquote abuse. It became a fight that I dealt with alongside other issues for so many years. Once I was medicated and made aware of my diagnosis, I began to feel actually sane. I felt like I was saying all these words that they just did not believe me, because I knew more about it than they thought I would have. And I felt like I was going insane, and like I couldn't be insomniac because people kept telling me that. I felt like I was faking it because I get sleep when I have medication, because that totally makes sense. So now that I'm diagnosed, what's going on? My sleep is very back and forward. It depends a lot on whether I am stressed, whether I've had an episode, whether I'm in a depressive spiral. There's so many small aspects that affect how I sleep. But most of the time, even with my sleeping medication, I will wake up several times a night. It won't be as severe. Without medication, I would not sleep for days on end, or I would sleep like maybe 5 hours less-ish. It completely depended. But now that I have medication, it's felt like I've gotten more sane, like I've gotten back a part of my life that I didn't even realize I wanted. And it took me a while to realize how much medical neglect I'd been through and how much that scarred me and made me paranoid of other people and paranoid of doctors. And I still struggle with that nowadays because I think I knew I had a diagnosis like a year ago when I switched doctors. Because the first doctor just kept saying I needed to fix my sleep schedule, I needed to do this and that, and I wouldn't be surprised if you asked me to take some fucking medical herbs that would magically solve my life, as if that would cure my insomnia. I even tried melatonin. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh yeah, you should try melatonin gummies. They don't work on me. I've tried. And it felt like I was going insane, because you're just told you just need to sleep, like that will help anything, and when you're told that so many times, you kind of end up thinking, yeah, it's on me, it's my fault, I didn't do enough. And it ended up affecting my friendships, because I would frequently be the one to sleep in on when I was supposed to meet my friends, or I would prioritize sleeping because I hadn't slept. I wasn't able to be social or go out with friends, and I would frequently have other symptoms that I've talked less about, which I don't feel like I'm comfortable talking about right now, but it impacted a lot of my life in ways that people don't really understand. And one thing that stuck with me that my dad said was that a lot of people use sleep to torture people, because sleep is one of the things that people need the most. You need 8 hours of consecutive sleep. I don't think I've had that once in my life. To lighten the mood, I guess. One thing I remember when I was younger and researching insomnia was the Russian sleep experiment, which is a creepypasta that just blew out of proportion. People kept saying it was real, it happened, and in today's society we can't really tell. But it keeps looking at that and be like, yeah, but I'm not that, so I can't have insomnia, right? Like, my judgment is so fucked because like, my brain keeps thinking of the worst outcomes and don't even think about the fact that people experience things very differently. So if I don't have XYZ symptoms, I will rule it out. And I was very into psychology as a kid. I've always been very into psychology. I wanted to be a psychology study it when I was younger, before everything. And because I knew all the big words, people thought I was trying to get medication to abuse it. Which makes me so mad, because there are so many people who you'd think just want to abuse it, but they are actually coming for help, but because of the system they end up abusing it. And that's sad as hell. I can't imagine how many people who weren't addicted to things that became addicted because of doctors that just did not understand and actually want to help the people. And like, it's so sad, honestly. But yeah. If you have any questions down below, if you want to know more, let me know. And I do hope that this video can help spread some awareness about insomnia, I guess. Some people I saw in my last comment, people wanted me to talk about it, so I was like, why not? I don't have anything else to record this week, why not? So if you enjoyed this episode of mental awareness, I guess, in a sense. Let me know what else you want to talk. You want me to talk about.